Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Tamika Robinson, and here on this channel, we're all about uplifting, encouraging, and motivating you to become a better version of yourself by solely focusing in on you and learning how to heal from the things that we all know we need healing from. So, if you are new here, I would like to welcome you. If you are returning, I want to personally say thank you, and I'm going to jump right into it. Look, y'all know this channel is for those who have suffered from childhood trauma, okay? And that's not going to be everybody's story, and I understand that. So if that's not your story, then this is not going to be for you, and I'm okay with that. So getting right to it. Today, I have a message about accountability. Okay. And this is not easy. This is not the easy part. Okay. But we have to talk about accountability because when you suffer from childhood trauma, right? Things that you never got healing from, things that you never really dealt with over time and through your life, even though it's not your fault. You know what happens? We develop addictions, right? We develop behaviors and patterns to things that don't contribute to our highest good. So it kind of makes life a little bit worse. And when you're sitting in a victim mentality, you're going to always make excuses for why you smoke weed. You hear people say, oh, I can't, well, me included, okay, myself included, oh, I can't stop smoking weed because on the inside, you know what you've been through and you feel like that's your coping mechanism, right? And it is because you do or you did need help to cope with all of that pain that has not been dealt with, right? So you develop addictions, attractions. Some people become promiscuous because they was raped and abused and molested at an early age and don't understand why, they jump from partner to partner and things that way, and this is definitely no judgment. This is a no judgment zone on anything and anybody, but this is something that you must take accountability for and you must take a look. And the only way you're going to do that is by going in within yourself and be honest with yourself, because when you go to God, God is the truth and love and the light. So you got to come to yourself, go inside with the truth about you and the things that you choose to do. Okay. And you also have to go to God in truth because God already know everything that you've been through. So God knows why you smoke that weed. God knows why you can't put down a drink. God knows why you have a sex addiction, right? God is love. God don't judge you like the world judge you. Okay? So taking accountability is something that you must do for yourself on this healing journey. You want to know why? Because if you're in a position to point the finger at what happened to you, right? And use those as the reasons to why you choose to do and move the way that you do, then you will never change. Okay, that's not what healing is about. Healing is about dealing with everything. God want to heal you from everything. And first of all, you have to take a look at yourself and the choices that you made because of the trauma, right? So hear me out. I'm not saying that what happened to you, wasn't fair, wasn't right, you didn't have a fair shot. If you watching this, you already know. You're the underdog, you're the black sheep. You never had a fair shot from the beginning, right? But in order to change the way you feel and change the things that you do because of what happened to you, you got to take accountability. And that's hard. It's not easy to admit. That relationship didn't work out and was toxic. God didn't force you to be with that person. Nobody forced you to pick that person. You picked that person. That job that you know you're stuck on and you know you hate going to that job, right? Nobody forced you to choose that type or that particular job. You chose to do that, right? And even addictions, right? You will never get over your addiction until you deal with the pain and heal from the pain. The reason why you're doing those things is because of the pain, right? But if you never look at the things that you do and the choices that you have made in your life, then how you think you're going to change it, right? And this is not easy. This is hard. It's raw. It's real. It's authentic. It's vulnerable. Okay? It's honesty. Check it out. Say if, you can see God, right? And God is sitting in front of you. And the first thing you want to do is explain to God how much you've been through and why your life is the way that it is and how you want things to change, right? And you thinking God is God Almighty. He's just going to come in and blast everybody and hit them with karma and make them pay for what they done to you, right? Some of that is true. But the first thing God is going to tell you to do is to look in the mirror. Because the reason why your life is the way that it is, first of all, is because you suffered from things that, you don't talk about and you didn't get healing from, right? Second of all, it's because of the behaviors, because of how you was feeling, because of the pain that you carried. You see how you got to heal from those things so you can make better choices. But if you don't take accountability, and look at the part that you've taken in the way that your life is going, the way that it's going, then nothing will ever change. And you got to be honest with yourself and say, yeah, you may have suffered a lot as a child, but guess what? You are not a child anymore, right? You still living, you still breathing, you still got a chance to make better choices, to make better decisions, to change the things that you don't like in your life. You are not stuck, okay? You are not stuck. Your mind will tell you that you're stuck and that you can't stop smoking weed. Now, I'm telling you something that I know, not something that I read, okay? Not something that I heard, something that I know. Your mind and your pain that you never dealt with will tell you, oh, you ain't going to be able to live without smoking. Ain't no way, right? But healing and dealing with that pain that's stuck deep down inside, oh, baby, yeah, you can live without weed. You can live without drink. You can live without sex. Yes, on this side of healing, right? But you have to be willing to take accountability. Nobody forced you to make the choices that you made, right? So first, God wants to deal with you because the change and the changes that you want to see in your life is going to come from you. It's not going to come from the people that hurt you. It's not going to come from the things that you suffered. Because if you focus on the people who hurt you, and if you got your mind on the pain, then you become a victim. Meaning, you're going to always reach for the blunt. Oh, because you all don't know what I've been through. Nobody know what you're carrying, right? But when you start dealing with that pain and digging that stuff up and getting it out of you, then you will start over time, okay, to know and to learn that you don't need weed to live, to be happy, to be free inside. But this is something that you have to want for yourself. See? Because if you in a room full of people and everybody that you around is all smoking weed, then it's gonna always tell you, your mind gonna always tell you you're doing the right thing, right? You're not giving yourself and your body a chance to learn, to see how it feels to live without needing the addiction, whatever your addiction may be. We all have things that we have done in our life coming from childhood trauma, okay, that helped us cope. So don't get it twisted. I'm not saying that these things are wrong, right? But you must take accountability for the things that you do if you want your life to change. And it's not easy. And you gotta be honest and take accountability. Because when you do that, you know what you're doing? That's the first step. Because if you can see the part that you have taken into the reason after you've been hurt, okay, why your life is going the way that it's going and why it seems like you don't see no changes, okay, then and only then will your mind start to transform after you take accountability and admit your part. Because once you admit the parts and the things that you do and the choices that you make are not adding to the changes that you want to see, then your mind will click and help you as you heal to make different choices, right? It's not all about weed. It's not all about whatever. It's whatever is holding you back from your healing and from changing and from growing. You see, it's important to take your eyes off other people and what they doing, how they living and what they posting, because you're going to always want something that somebody else have. And if you haven't healed from your childhood trauma, you're going to be coming from a place of unworthiness. You're going to just be sitting back looking at other people feeling like you can never have that life. You can never do those things when in reality, you can have whatever you want. The changes that you want, right? But the change is not just going to fall off the sky. The changes that you want and that you want to see in your life is going to come from you. And the only way to change something that you don't like is to admit what happened and why you do the things that you do, why your life is the way that it is. Okay. And you know, it's really not a comfortable place to be in, right? It's get real vulnerable, you know? And so you got to remember that you're dealing with God on this healing journey. So see, God is not going to look at you like other people look at you. God ain't going to talk down on you for the choices that you made or your addiction or whatever you stuck in or whatever you feeling like you can't get out of. No, God wants you to be honest and admit it, because he knows once you admit it, then that means you're looking at it. And once you start looking at it, and once you say it out loud or write it down or whatever you have to do, guess what? Change comes after that. But a victim mentality, oh, baby, oh, you're not going to stop smoking. Oh, you're going to keep doing whatever it is you're doing, and you're going to keep using the pain as an excuse. No, it's not right what happened to you. The things that you endured and suffered, absolutely not. It wasn't fair. It wasn't right, right? It makes you feel some type of way. But guess what? Nobody forced you to choose to get into the things that you got into and to make the choices that you have been making because of the pain. So taking accountability is very important, and it's a huge step towards you healing and towards you changing so that you can see and live the changes. Because see, in your mind, you know how you want to live your life. You know the things that you want, right? It feels like you can't get there because you've been through so much. That's why healing is the most important thing that you can do for yourself. It's the black sheep and the underdog. See, the black sheep and the underdog don't got help with nothing. The people that you surround yourself with, they don't ever think you're gonna stop smoking. They don't ever think you're gonna stop drinking. They're gonna talk about you behind your back. They're not gonna grab you by the hand and lead you to healing. No, they want you to stay right where you at because you are the underdog. You're the black sheep. So when you get out people's way from their opinion and the way they feel and what they think and what they got going on, and focus on you, then you will hear yourself. Then you will learn the things that you really want to do, the way that you really want to live, right? And by taking accountability, you tell yourself, you know what? Yeah, my heart, this is what you're saying to yourself. Yeah, my heart just got broken in that relationship. Instead of you walking around like, woe is me, you take accountability and you say, you know what? I didn't have to choose that person to be in a relationship with. You did that on your own. So now that you realize that you have a choice and a say in your life, then that means moving forward, you're not going to choose somebody that's going to break your heart. You're going to choose a better partner. So taking accountability means a lot for your growth, for your healing, and for the very next step that you have to take on this healing journey. And excuse me, am I saying that this is easy? No, none of this is easy. You know what I'm saying? But you got to do it for you because your healing is for you. If you want changes in your life, the change is going to come from you. God is not going to come out the sky and snap his fingers and one day you just wake up change. It don't work like that. You got to work through some things. You got to get through some things in order to get to the things that you really want. So I'm not here to beat nobody up. I'm not here to judge nobody. This is a no judgment zone right here where we are open and honest about the trauma that we suffered and the changes that we have to make and how harder it is for us to learn how to love ourselves because you was never taught. You was only taught to follow, to obey, to perform, to be for everybody else what everybody else wanted you to be. But what about you? What about the way that you really want to be, the way that you really want to live, the way that you really want to see yourself? You know you hurt. You know you got things going on inside that you don't talk about with people because you're afraid of their judgment. God is not like that. God knows why you do what you do, and he wants to help you to heal from those things so that you won't do the things that you have been doing in order to get where you want to be, where you want to be. So think about that. You shouldn't think about how you have to take accountability for your part. And you know what? It's going to make you feel good on the inside once you get it out and you talk to God about it. And things are going to change for you gradually, slowly, over time. But you got to stay honest. You got to stay true to yourself. And you definitely got to be honest with God because God already know. God know that you wasn't born with that addiction. You know, some people sit around and they smoke weed. They don't even really want to smoke the weed. They want to stop it. But the pain that's sitting there will not allow you to feel like you can stop whatever addiction you are in. Okay? So I want to be clear about that. Taking accountability is not easy, but it's the best step for you to take the next step in order for change, so that you can allow the changes to come through you. And then you'll start seeing the changes in your life day by day, right? Minute by minute. This is not a race. There is no time capsule or no time frame on your healing or your growing. You take your time and take a good look inside of you. That's how you take accountability, is by looking at you. And the things that you don't like, not the things that you like. If it's something that you like, then you like it. You don't change anything that you like, but you know the things about yourself and about your life that you don't like, that you want to see change. And it's not just going to happen, it's going to happen through you. So I just want to remind somebody today not to remember to add accountability while you're on this journey to learning how to love yourself and learning how to, you know, bring about the changes that you really want to see in your life. Not how everybody else is living, how you want to live for yourself. So look, y'all know we're not here for a long time. We're here for a good time. And if anybody have not yet told you today how much they love you, let me be the first to tell you how much I love you. But most importantly, Jesus loves us so much more. Thank you so very much for listening to me today. Stay prayed up. Have a blessed day.